Hello everyone, Daria here, and welcome to episode number 99 of the Slow Russian Language Podcast. I can't believe we finally got to episode 100. Not sure what the topic would be, so if you have any ideas, please let me know. Today's episode is pretty weird, but actually I received a couple of requests for this topic, so here I am telling you about how Russian government is organized. Here we go, listen to the text and then we will translate it together. Россия – это президентская республика. Президент России – это глава государства и правительства. Президент избирается всенародным голосованием на 6 лет и может избираться максимум на 2 срока подряд. Президент также отвечает за назначение премьер-министра и других ключевых правительственных чиновников. Премьер-министр – это глава правительства. Он отвечает за координацию работы федерального правительства. Федеральное Собрание является законодательной ветвью власти и состоит из 2 палат – Государственная Дума и Совет Федерации. Государственная Дума – это нижняя палата, а Совет Федерации – верхняя палата. Депутаты Государственной Думы избираются всенародным голосованием на 5 лет, а члены Совета Федерации назначаются руководителями регионов и республик страны. Судебная власть не зависит от исполнительной и законодательной власти и отвечает за толкование и соблюдение законов страны. I don't know, I'm so out of breath for some reason. This altitude in Colorado is killing me. Okay, so this is a pretty difficult text because it has a lot of that state terminology. So here we go. First sentence, Russia is a presidential republic. Россия – это президентская республика. I love how we form adjectives in Russian. Just take the word президент, add a couple of suffixes. Yeah, this sk non-stop we have in Russian, as if we're calling for a cat. And we do it a lot. So you see it a lot. Like Россия, российский, Италия, итальянский, президент, президентский. So you will see that kind of words a lot. So presidential republic, президентская республика. The president of Russia is the head of state and government. Президент России – это глава государства и правительства. Президент России. You see, Russian is a synthetic language, so we don't have as many prepositions in Russian. That's why we have cases. In English, you would say a president of Russia. In Russian, we would use genitive case. Президент России. ИИ ending. So the president of Russia is the head of a state, глава государства. And it is interesting, you probably know the word голова. Голова is a part of the body, head. But if it's a work position, government position, the head of something, we would use the old Slavic version of this word, глава. Глава. If you don't hear the difference, please look in the show notes because I include the text there as always. So look there and you will see that it's missing the first O. Голова, глава, глава. Хорошо, okay, moving on. Head, again, genitive case of the state, государства, and the word government itself is правительство. Правительство comes from the verb to rule, править. Хорошо. The president is elected by popular vote for a 6-year term and can serve a maximum of 2 consecutive terms. This is... it's like a joke. Yeah. Okay. Президент избирается. So president is elected. Passive voice here. Да? Президент избирается. And then we have an instrumental case. By who? By popular voting. Да? Всенародным голосованием. In Russian, vote is this huge word, голосовать. It comes from the word голос, voice. So we are voicing, giving our voice to some candidate. For 6 years. It used to be 4, but Putin changed it, and he changed a lot of things, including constitution. Recently, he literally rewrote constitution. Insane, I know. So, election in Russia is the whole new level of comedy. It's just non-existent, but they put huge effort to make it look democratic. On my YouTube, I have an older video when I went to vote and I recorded how it looks. But several times when I came to vote, I noticed that actually I already voted. Can you imagine? So yeah, and nobody cares. So I come there and I say, actually, I haven't voted. What are you talking about? So you see, they just vote for you in Russia. That's how terrible it is. Also, dead people always vote for Putin. Like my grandma, who died not recently, several years ago. Again, you come, and if you dig deeper, she votes for Putin from her grave, apparently. Yeah, some dark humor. Unfortunately. Yeah, that's very, very sad. Okay, whatever. You see, I'm out of breath. This altitude. Terrible. Хорошо. What's next? Yeah, so maximum for 2 consecutive terms. Да, 2 срока. Okay. The president is also responsible for appointing the prime minister. Президент также отвечает за назначение премьер-министра. Также, да, президент также. I notice among my students a lot of tons of struggling between тоже and также. So the difference is, if there are 2 people speaking about the same thing, they would use тоже. For example, I have a phone. У меня есть телефон. My friend says, oh, I have a phone too. У меня тоже есть телефон. If it's one person talking about several things or doing several things at once, then we would use также. For example, I say, I have a phone, I have a microphone, I have a computer, I have a lot of gadgets. So I would use также. У меня есть телефон, а также у меня есть компьютер, также у меня есть микрофон, and so on and so forth. So that's the main difference between тоже and также. So here we have one president, один президент, who is responsible for several things. So президент также отвечает. You might know the word отвечать as to answer, to respond. Да, отвечать. When somebody asks you something, some question, you are answering. Ты отвечаешь. However, it has a second meaning, to be responsible for something. So here, president is responsible. Президент отвечает. Very common usage of this word. Хорошо. Moving to prime minister. Prime minister is the head of the government and is responsible for coordinating the work of the federal government. Премьер-министр – это глава, again, да, the head, глава правительства. Он отвечает, this situation, again, he is responsible, он отвечает за координацию, coordination. Coordination of work. Again, in Russian, we do not have that many prepositions. So we would use genitive case. Координацию работы. Работы. And then again, work of who? Work of what? In Russian, again, genitive case. Работы федерального правительства. Okay, moving on. The Federal Assembly, or Assembly, I don't know about pronunciation, is the legislative branch of the government and consists of two chambers, the State Duma and the Federation Council. Хорошо. Федеральное Собрание, Federal Assembly, является. That's a very common word in writing. It means to be something. Являться. Являться. So you can replace это with this, like я профессор, or you can say я являюсь профессором. But usually this is very, very official, but it's very common, so I'm gonna just reminding you that this is the word you might meet somewhere. Хорошо, and this word requires instrumental case after it. So, является законодательной ветвью. In Russia, we use the same terminology. Ветвь is a branch. So, this is the branch of power that produces law, legislative branch of the government. And it consists of two chambers. Да? Consist is состоит из двух палат. State Duma, Государственная Дума, and the Federation Council, Совет Федерации. Okay, State Duma, my favorite place. It looks like a circus. If you have some time, Google Russian deputies in State Duma. You're gonna have a lot of fun. They are doing anything there except for doing their job. And they have gigantic, enormous salaries and all kinds of protections by law in Russia. So basically, it's just invincible people who can do whatever. So how they vote, no matter what Putin suggests, they just vote 100% of votes. Like, everybody votes yes. And the funniest thing is a lot of people are absent, probably chilling somewhere in Dubai on the beach, and other people just pressing yes buttons for them. It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, Russian government is like a huge circus. Okay. Where did we stop? State Duma. Looking for the text. Yeah, so the State Duma is the lower house and the Federation Council is the upper house. Государственная Дума – это нижняя палата. Палата, usually we say it like a chamber. Палата. Yeah, and the upper – верхняя. Нижняя и верхняя палата. Members of the State Duma are elected by popular vote for a 5-year term. Yeah, just like I already told you how election works in Russia. Хорошо. So, депутаты Государственной Думы. Again, genitive case. When we speak about possession, like my hat, да, or I think more correct version, the hat of Daria, да, шляпа Дарьи. So we would use a genitive case here. So here too, members of something. Депутаты Государственной Думы. Again, passive voice are elected, избираются всенародным голосованием на 5 лет. А члены Совета Федерации назначаются. So the members of the Federation Council, they are appointed. They are not elected. And my favorite, the judiciary branch is independent. Oh yeah, for sure. They are independent, yeah. So, судебная власть. In general, court, the word court and jurisdiction, all that stuff is суд. Да, so судебная власть. To be not to be independent не зависит, да, не зависит. It does not depend on blah-blah-blah. Да, исполнительная власть, executive branch, да, и legislative, законодательная. Again, these words are very difficult for the ear, so please check out the show notes. And again, to be responsible, отвечает за толкование, interpreting, толкование, and enforcing the laws of the country. Толкование и соблюдение законов страны. Yeah, another joke. Russian court system, amazing, perfect, independent. Yeah. God, I love it. Yeah, it's kind of sad story, very sad story. The level of corruption is enormous and terrible. Yeah. Okay, so that was it for the translation. Now open the show notes and follow the text with me. I'm going to read it faster, so try to see how much more you can understand from the first time, compared to the first time. Here we go. Россия – это президентская республика. Президент России – это глава государства и правительства. Президент избирается всенародным голосованием на 6 лет и может избираться максимум на 2 срока подряд. Президент также отвечает за назначение премьер-министра и других ключевых правительственных чиновников. Премьер-министр – это глава правительства. Он отвечает за координацию работы федерального правительства. Федеральное Собрание является законодательной ветвью власти и состоит из 2 палат – Государственная Дума и Совет Федерации. Государственная Дума – это нижняя палата, а Совет Федерации – верхняя палата. Депутаты Государственной Думы избираются всенародным голосованием на 5 лет, а члены Совета Федерации назначаются руководителями регионов и республик страны. Судебная власть не зависит от исполнительной и законодательной власти и отвечает за толкование и соблюдение законов страны. That was it. That was a crazy difficult text. So good luck with all those crazy words. But okay, I'm glad we did it. A little bit of household news. I am super excited and proud to announce the enrollment in my brand new step-by-step, finally properly thought out course. From Zero to Fluency Premium version, step by step. I was dreaming to do something like that. And finally, thank God, life itself, through my ex-husband, made me erase my old courses, all my work since 2016, all the courses I've been working on. Unfortunately, I had to get rid of them. And I started from scratch and created the level 1 course for everybody who wants to learn Russian. So I'm super happy, and I invite you to join. The link will be in the show notes, but it's a pretty simple address. It's Russian.fromzerotofluency.com. So this from zero to fluency in one word without any dashes, anything. So Russian.fromzerotofluency.com. I'll be really happy to see you among my students. We have a community there, so we can talk to each other. I'm planning to hold live streams there, so it's a pretty cool place to learn Russian. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you in the next episode of the Slow Russian Language Podcast. Bye-bye.